Welcome to video 7 in the series of 16 videos to help you prep for the ISTEP, entitled the We Are Ready or WAR Solution Manual. Here is the day 7 problem. So it says the equation 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 5 has how many solutions? Well, that's your standard linear equation. So your first step would be, I need to move the x's to one side. However, when you go to do that, it drops out on both sides. When the variable drops out of a linear equation, one of two things has happened. You either have infinite solution or no solutions. And it all depends on whether the remaining statement is true or false. So you would look at this statement and you would go, that is not a true statement. That's false. 3 is not equal to 5. Well, if the variable drops out and what's left is a false statement, then you would state that there is no solution to that equation. Similarly, on the next problem, if we distributed and then went to solve by subtracting the x's so that they would be on the same side, they drop out again. But this time, we're left with 12 equals 12. So we look at that statement and go, oh, that's true. If that's true, then that implies that any number could be x, meaning that there are infinite solutions. So in the case that you're solving a linear equation and the variable drops out, look at what is left. If what's left is false, there is no solution. If what's left is true, then there are infinite solutions. Okay, this picture is pretty bad, so I've done some highlighting here. We have a tree that is 30 feet tall, casting a 40-foot shadow, and they want you to find the length of the hypotenuse, the distance along the hypotenuse. So essentially what we're looking at here is a right triangle. We are given that the vertical side of that is 30 feet, and that the shadow, the ground, is 40 feet. And they want you to find the hypotenuse, x. Well, one of the few things you do have on your reference sheet is the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember that c is your hypotenuse. In order to find the hypotenuse, locate the right angle and kill boxy. Draw a line across the triangle through the box. That will identify your hypotenuse. The other two sides are the legs. It doesn't matter which one is which, so label one A and one B. This means we are doing 30 squared plus 40 squared equals x squared, and we're solving for x. So 30 squared is 900, 40 squared is 1,600. Add those together, that's 2,500 equals x squared, and then to get rid of the squared, we take the square root. Technically, this would imply that c is either positive or negative 50. However, I guess it'd be x, not c. Distance cannot be negative. It must be positive. So even though there are algebraically two solutions, we would answer with 50 feet. Okay, then we've got another one of these equations that's made up of some decimals. Again, we have not been practicing these as clearing decimals, so we would simply combine like terms. That's negative 1.5x plus 15.4 equals 6.2x plus 1. Then we would move the x's to one side by adding 1.5x to each side. While we're at it, we should subtract 1 to get the numbers by themselves as well. This would give us 14.4 equals 7.7x. Then we would divide by 7.7. Now folks, I know that you're used to getting super nice answers, but the ISTEP doesn't usually play well with others. This is not going to be a nice answer, okay? If we realize it, we would have a fraction of 144 over 77, and if we don't, we should round that answer off to approximately 1.87. That is it for the Day 7 Solution Manual. Thank you for your time.